Belle's Book Reviews again, and today we're going to be reviewing The Selection by Kierra Cass. So this book is about a girl named America Singer, which, by the way, is a very interesting name, given that this book is in the future and that in this book, the USA has been destroyed by war and has been renamed the State of China. And she is entered in a contest called The Selection. 35 girls are entered in this contest to fight for the heart of the Prince of Ilea, Prince Maxon, and whoever wins his heart gets to be the Queen of Ilea once the original king and queen die. But in this time period, in this first book, America, she introduces herself as a 5, since there are casts. She's a 5 who's having an affair with a 6. And given that she's supposed to try to get married to this prince, and eventually she kind of does develop affection for him, she has very conflicted feelings throughout the book. I'd recommend this book for teenagers because this book has very mature content, and despite the fact that I would recommend it for teens, the reading level that I'd say it was 3rd to 4th grade. And this book introduced you to America's love life, which is mainly what I liked about it and mainly what the author tried to revolve around throughout the book. And I actually felt really bad for America because she's supposed to choose between Aspen and Maxon, and to make things worse, Aspen gets drafted to be a guard at the palace. So then she's living in a palace with her 2 love interests. So I felt really bad for her because 1, Maxon lives there, 2, Aspen lives there, 3, she needs to choose between them, and number 4, some of the girls, since they're really competitive, such as Celeste, some of them didn't quite like her. And in some parts of this book, obviously since I'm a kid, I actually had a lot of trouble figuring out why a character was doing what, and it took me a while to realize that Celeste, she wasn't just irritated with America, she was actually jealous of America, knowing that America was closer to Maxon than her. But overall, I enjoyed this book. Some things I enjoyed were America's supportive family, because her dad, he wasn't really pushing her like her mom did. He was more like, America, you're a great kid, and do what you want with your life. As long as you're happy with it, I'm fine with it. And May, her little sister, she was, number 1, really cute, and number 2, she's one of those siblings that you do fight with often, but it's one of those siblings that you don't really want to punch in the face a lot, but one of those siblings that, despite the fact that you fight with them a lot, they're still your favorite sibling out of all of your siblings. And out of the 35 selected girls, I really loved America's friendship with Marlee, given that most of the other girls, they didn't try to make friends. They're more like, I'm in this to win it, and your best friends are the ones with most potential to destroy you, so they were more living by that, and they didn't really try to make friends. And I also like that Maxon was nice to her from the start, despite the fact that when they first met, she was screaming at him, and he first saw her begging a guard to go outside. So I'm actually amazed that Maxon still liked her after she yelled at him the first time they met and had absolutely no respect for him, absolutely nothing for him. She just wanted to get out of there. And still, he listens to everything she says and doesn't really try to cut her off like, no, I'm done with you, you're out, you're the first one out. He doesn't exactly do anything like that. And another thing I liked was that Anne, Mary, and Lucy, her maids, they were so eager to serve, and they weren't exactly, they were like America's sisters at the palace, because America was pretty lonely at the palace, and they're just so eager to serve, and they'll do anything she says to do. So I really love that about them. And I honestly, other than that, the one thing that I didn't like was that, I don't know, Aspen, he just seemed a bit needy, because when he came there, at first, America, she's excited to see him there, but then he just keeps trying to have these stolen moments with her, and he seems pretty possessive of America, honestly. And despite the fact that he broke her heart in that treehouse that night, and now that he sees her again, he thinks that she's going to forgive him completely, because some things are really hard to let go of, and he doesn't understand that her heart was broken when he left her in the treehouse the other night. And now, as soon as he sees her again, he's asking her to date him again behind the prince's back. When America knows specifically that if you're caught sending love notes or dating or having any relationship with another person within the palace or anybody else, and they interpreted that as you being disloyal to the prince, and it would be considered treason, and the punishment was death. So I think that honestly, Aspen was actually really possessive and mean and needy to actually do that to her, given that he should have known that he's not supposed to do that. So other than that, I'd give this book a 5 out of 5 stars, because that I really loved the book, and there's nothing else I need to say about it. Anyways, thanks for watching this video, and see you next week. Bye!